Let me be clear at the start. I am someone who sees life differently. I think ordinary people are extraordinary. I find ordinary experiences offer unlimited potential for each of us. I speak to simple principles which you can personally and privately, if you wish or need, apply in creative and powerful ways to the many challenges we face daily in our lives. Free and perhaps newly remembered treasures for you and me. I am not a professional offering counseling or medical advice of any kind which you can seek elsewhere. That choice, like all, is yours alone. So anyway, how often do we feel weary, emotionally depleted, and overwhelmed, and want to do something about it? Sometimes the usual chat with friends and some sleep, coffee or tea, a painkiller, a drink, something stronger, or mobile phone distraction are not handy or enough. I had an experience in Japan I'd like to share with you. Often when I lived and worked in super crowded Tokyo, I felt this way. At the end of a long day, it could feel particularly bad, and I just wanted to get away, but could not. One night, coming home late, I passed through Shinjuku Station, a massive place where I couldn't walk anywhere without being rudely and often being bumped by many people. If that had been a highway drive, I'd be long dead. I was too tired to scream. I stopped and stood in a safe place above the crowd, larger than what I even remembered from growing up in New York City. Taking that breather, I wondered why everyone around me seemed so energized, but not me. I cynically speculated, drawing on my early lifetime experience, devouring science fiction and horror books and movies. Were they all emotional vampires sucking the energy from me? I didn't think it was their intent, but rather than discard that paranoid, resentful thought, like I usually did, I decided to quietly prove myself wrong. I logically wondered, if they were draining my energy, could I reverse the flow? So I imagined that I was a sponge that could breathe in and out raw energy like air, but the invisible kind that Yoda used to levitate in Star Wars, for example. So like in a dream, I exhaled, and then while slowly sucking in a deep breath of air, I imagined drawing in like-filled energy through all the pores of my body. To my astonishment, I immediately felt energized. My eyes opened wide, I felt awake, aware and more than ready and able to go home, just like the people below. I realize now that people in the crowd were unconsciously energizing and helping each other to get home. Because individually, they were all just like me, tired and drained, just wanting to go home. However, for me, the energy and feeling faded as soon as I stopped imagining breathing that energy in. Yet the energy returned when I resumed being a sponge. However, the realization passed and eventually I got home. But a lifetime of wonder and play remained, as that event and learning remained in the back of my mind. I have since learned, through reading about Eastern mystical practices, that I had stumbled on a factor principle of life, centered around the existence and application of chi energy. Something tangible and essential to living and breathing, but simply out of awareness for most people. For you and me, now, when you feel run down, try a bit of play. Be a sponge or whatever suits, and discover and prove to yourself that this energy exists and what can it do for you? If you're in a dark emotional space, respecting the law of attraction, where like energies attract, is important. So find a light-filled, happy space to seek your energy boost, or more. Draw in deeply and enjoy that free energy boost from celebrating crowds, the garden, forest, ocean, earth, sun, or anything, anywhere. Remember always to give it back when you let go and exhale, because that is the beautiful living world ecosystem that we live in and share. So, in a spirit of curiosity, consider and discover the many possible ways this principle can work for you. Don't worry about what other people might say. But if that's the case, just keep what you're doing to yourself. I remember as a kid hearing such things being knocked by skeptics in the media, much like the coal-loving and devouring climate change skeptics of today. And I've gained a thick skin for such naysayers. Yet I had proved it to myself, but not in a scientific double-blind experiment. So I take such learning and apply it as a principle to other things, like the do-it-yourself sound healing of sound attunement, which you can learn about in my other videos. But for now, see what you can do for yourself. And please, feel free to share your experiences in the comments below. And remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons if that suits. I am keen to learn from you. Until then, or the next video, thanks.